Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of PTR Radio here on the fabulous interweb. Another wonderful Monday.
Is it?
No, boy, every day feels like a Monday anymore. But no, welcome to a rare-ish Wednesday show. We had to reschedule. Because it's been a kind of crazy last couple weeks here in Illinois. Colin, I think that your house was the same as my house. You were a hotel for a little while.
Not just a hotel, a zootel.
Yeah. So we had a major storm move through Illinois, Thursday before last, I think, a week and a half or so ago, 2 weeks ago. I think there was 5 tornadoes. The storm was...
the tornadoes were the least of it.
Yeah, the storm was, I want to say 600 miles wide is what they clocked it at.
It has some weird name, which I could never quite remember it.
It is essentially an inland hurricane, was the definition of it.
So, Jack, since you were already talking, what was your actual experience of the storm itself?
I was at work, and all of our phones went off, and with the little emergency thing, and we thought, that's weird. And then somebody checked the radar and said, well, that doesn't make any sense. It says the tornado's down in like Ashland, which is a decent ways away from where we are. And so we all just ignored it and thought, well, they're just being awfully cautious. And because we knew, okay, well, it's raining outside, no big deal. But then the people in the orange hats came around, which that's like our emergency coordinators at work. And they said, because this happened at like lunchtime, and they said, yeah, we need to go to the stairwells, because this is real. So then we all grabbed our phones and went to the stairwells. Some people even grabbed laptops because they were thinking. And, so then we like sat in the stairwells, those of us who were in the office, for like the next, half hour, 45 minutes. And just a lot of people got on their phones and checked with their kids who were home or called their parents or, whomever else, to see, to make sure that they were taking cover. And, I called my wife because I was concerned. I'm like, hey, are you and the kids in the basement? And she said, no, we're at swimming lessons, which is at an outdoor pool. And I said, oh, I bet you're having fun. Because she's with a 9-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a not even 1-year-old yet. And she said, oh, yes, much fun. They're hunkered in their car watching the storm. And the oldest one is freaking out. So, it was a great time for her. And, so then we just went back once they gave us the all clear. We went back to work and then decided, and then I started getting phone calls from people that I do side work for going, hey, power's out or internet's out or nothing's working or this and that and the other. And, so that's about the point where, and actually I got a call from my wife going, hey, we're back home now, but I can't get in the house. Because she didn't have a house key. She goes in and out through the garage door, which didn't have any power. So
You mean you don't have a battery backup on your garage?
No, the garage door opener was installed with the house like 25 years ago. It's still like the original garage door opener.
All those upgrades you've done. Better put that into the plans with the for the expansion.
Well, actually, and so we didn't have power for about 20 hours. We got power back the following evening. And, but it was at the point where we were thinking, Well, actually, we were at the point where my wife's like, okay, we need to throw away stuff in the refrigerator at this point. And she was thinking, okay, we're really getting close to that point where we need to start putting stuff from the freezers into like coolers with ice. Like I had gone out that morning and bought like a crap ton of ice, thinking, okay, we're going to have to start moving stuff from freezers at this point because they're going to start like getting warm enough where stuff's going to start thawing. And, luckily, right when we were starting to think about doing that, power came back on. So great for us, at least. My parents and my sister-in-law, their power was out, and the city had no like thoughts of when they were going to get power. At one point, I think it was up to 60,000 households were without power.
Wow.
So like over half the city was no power. And there were stretches in town where it looked like a bomb went off.
Oh, yeah.
Dirksen Parkway, which is a fairly major road in this town to get from the north to the south side, there were just dozens of poles just laid on their side complete with transformers and everything. And they're still putting those up.
Yeah. And, okay, well, let me tell you my story.
Oh,
So-
and I did post a picture of the North End substation on fire. So,
That was not the North End substation.
well, it was a large station.
It was not even a power station.
Well, it was
That,
something.
that was a completely mythical picture.
Well, it looked cool.
But it did look cool, yes.
It was really cool.
So here's the thing. So I worked on Dirksen Parkway. And I heard, there's a storm coming in, and it's lunchtime. I better get out before it rains and get some food. So I headed out to my car and got on Dirksen Parkway and traveled over to, I decided to go to Arby's. Mm-hmm. So I'm in line at the Arby's when my phone, as Shaggy was saying, started going bonkers on me, letting me know that things were getting bad. And I look at that, and the sirens start going off too. So I'm sitting there going, they probably can't make food inside this Arby's. And this is a place where the drive-through line has a cement curb around it so that you can't get out.
Yeah, it's very bad.
So I was inside the cement curb, but there was nobody behind me. So I decided, you know what? I probably am never going to be going forward anytime soon because they're not cooking in there. So I reversed and decided I'll head back to the office. So I got back on Dirksen Parkway and started driving back north. And then I passed by the AMC Theater, and suddenly there was a bunch of wind there. And I was like, wow, that's a lot of wind. And then I went past the thing of trees, and then I was in front of, there's a Red Lobster and a Smoky Bones and some other stuff there. And it was really dark and extremely windy. And then all the power poles started falling over and blowing up with big explosions. And I was in my car sitting next to those things that Shaggy was just saying were all over on the ground and haven't, last I heard, had not even been fixed now 2 weeks later. I stopped. So I decided, you hear all these places to be safe in a big storm like that. And I've now added a 2017 Honda Accord is another good safe place to be because I think most of the winds are actually going above my head. But yet I stopped because I was like, I can't see anything anymore. I don't know if there's a tornado right in front of me. And then other like giant trucks decided to go around me, but I was not in a giant truck. So then I did a U-turn to the other side. I was now in front of the Secretary of State there, Shaggy, because I had a bit of a berm in front of it. And then I just pulled over to the side and put on my hazard blinkers, and then I was staring at this giant ditch that was full of water and saying to myself, if it gets any worse, I'm getting in that ditch.
Yeah, it was definitely not good. The scene was pretty horrific. Actually, I'm going to show because I've got some pictures from from that area, from Dirksen Parkway. And here, let me swap over to the monitor. So this is one of the pictures from Dirksen Parkway. You can see where that
I was past that.
Snapped on the ground. Here's another one just off of Dirksen Parkway.
Yeah, that's so see that sign there? That's the sign for the Smoky Bones.
Yeah. That is the sign for the Smoky Bones.
Yes.
Or
I was just before that. So yeah, so that sign there is falling apart there for the dues. That pole there. Yeah, that's. I was just about to that pole when it snapped and its transformer blew up. Yeah, that's where I was.
Here's another nice, great picture of a semi truck that got caught by the wind. There's another. Wouldn't you just shit yourself if you were in that car? So yeah, there's a lot of really great pictures, and just to give you an idea of what the storm looks like. I mean, this is one storm system. It covered like 6 states.
Yeah,
it was pretty remarkable.
Yeah, it's called Derico or something like that.
Yeah, it was pretty. Yes. But you're saying that this picture here, that's not the substation?
No, that's not the substation.
Oh, darn, because it was really cool.
I think it's a real picture. Yeah. I think I forget exactly what someone said it was. It might have been like a propane tank that blew up.
Yeah, but no.
So it was still impressive, but it wasn't the electrical substation.
Yeah, no, it was pretty darn awesome. But yeah, we had quite a mess to clean up, and So my parents were without power. They finally got it back, I think, last Sunday. My sister-in-law, they just got it back on Tuesday or Monday night. Late, they got it back finally. So yeah, but there's tons of damage that still has to be worked on, and in fact, the cable line is still running on the ground to their house. They had to call to get it put back up. But it was what was interesting was, so in my sister-in-law's place, half of a tree came down and took out the power line, the power pole, and everything. Right. So the line is sitting down on the ground across the chain link fence in their backyard and on the ground because it pulled the power line out of the meter on their house. Okay? And the power company tells us, we're not going to do anything to fix this until you get rid of the tree that's in our way that fell on the ground. And we said, okay, is the power off before we even go near this thing? And they're like, oh, yeah, the power's off. The whole block is dead. You don't have to worry about anything. So we go over there, and we start breaking out the chainsaws, cutting the tree up, because the tree cutting companies are just gouging the hell out of people right now. I have never seen as many tree cutting trucks on the road as I have those last couple weeks. I mean, it was Christmas for them. And everybody and their brother was advertising free firewood on Facebook. But anyway, so we're out there cutting this stuff up, and then at one point, my grandson grabs the line because he's going to try and move it from underneath one of the logs. As he's pulling the line, it starts sparking and catches some leaves on fire. It is fully live. And so we call so the power company comes out the next day because we say, okay, listen, we're done. We're not messing anymore with this stuff. We're done. Power company comes out the next day to kind of survey what they're going to have to do. And they say, they're bitching because the tree still isn't out of the way. And we go, hey, remember how you told us this line was dead? Yeah, it's not. And they don't believe us at first. And then then the guy goes and he goes, holy crap, that thing is live. It's live all the way down the line. And it's like drooping everywhere. We're like, no shit. and he's pissed because it's not supposed to be, because obviously it's sitting on the damn ground. And what's worse is the neighbor, her meter got ripped off her house, not just disconnected from the line, but the meter got ripped off her house. She's got an electrician there trying to hook everything back up. He doesn't know that the line is live. He thinks he's got a dead line from the pole. And so we're like, wait, don't mess with that. It's live. And so the electric company has to get online with the supervisor to bitch somebody out because the line's live and it's not supposed to be. And so, you know, we're just like, and I told my wife, I'm like, listen, I'm kind of glad I didn't go through with my plan of cutting the line to get it out of our way, because I seriously considered just cutting it because it's all wrapped up in this fence. And if it was, I was under the assumption it was dead, I was just going to take some, you know, big bolt cutters and cut that line out of my way. I'm really glad I didn't do that now.
Are we going to put it on the wall at home as a trophy?
No, I just wanted it out of our way because it was really mangled and messed up in this tree that we were cutting. I would have been on the wall as a trophy if I would have done that. So
there'd be a new sign on the lawn there. The Shaggy Memorial splotch of black.
Yeah. So, you know, but yeah, it's just amazing. And the insurance adjuster still isn't coming out until next Monday for all this.
Oh, yeah.
3 weeks later, which is actually good because the power company finally came out and put a new pole up. But what they do with the old pole, they cut it at the bottom and just let it fall on the rest of the fence and ruin the good part of the fence that was left. Fine. Adjuster can fix that too. You know?
Yeah. Well, we had power crews here all the way from New Jersey.
Go ahead, Mike.
Well, that was like with Sandy. When Sandy hit here, you know, we had power crews from all over, as far south as Florida coming up. Did anything hit the wall where you were going to do construction?
No, I was really kind of praying that it would take a tree out on my house. My house had no damage other than just losing power. But two things. One, I was praying that it would fry the air conditioning at my sister-in-law's house because the air conditioning unit is from 1989. And I really want to get it replaced under insurance or home warranty. You know, because I rent that house to them, and I really don't want to have to pay for a brand new AC unit out of pocket. You know, and two, I really wanted it to kind of like cause damage to either the deck that I have to take out on my house, or part of the wall that I have to take out for the addition anyway. But no, nothing wrong with my house whatsoever.
Yep. I didn't even lose power at all.
Well, aren't you special? I did lose power, but it's only bolstering my argument for some type of a backup system here. So I have been shopping the solar generator market. So,
yeah. Woot last week had generators.
Yeah, I don't want a generator. I don't want a regular generator.
I was saying, look at that going. Because we had people driving like 100 miles away from Springfield buying generators.
Well, they were selling
last week.
They were selling $300 generators for $1,000. That's how bad it was.
So here's the problem. I have one of those $300 generators that I inherited when the shelter lost their lease. Right. The problem is finding gas, because those things do not run very long on a 5-gallon can of gas.
No.
So you're constantly going to the gas station. If I was serious about it, because the plan ever was, we would use it, we would run it on and off just to keep the fridge and freezers
cold
at keep them at temperature. So run it once a day for a few hours, let them cool down, and you'd be good. But my plan was to convert it to propane.
See, there's a problem with that because the cost of propane and natural gas. Because my dad was now looking into getting a generator because he's like, I'm never going through this crap again, because he had to come to my house.
What happened around here after Sandy, right? Now we have natural gas at the house. So if I was to get a generator, it would be powered off my natural gas line, which opens up a whole other world of problems, apparently, because there's questions about how big of a generator our supply lines can actually handle.
I did a lot of research on this. Most of the time you have to replace your meter, and because it needs like a 1.5 to 2 inch feed off of the meter, directly off of the meter, to get the proper amount of flow to a natural gas generator, because those are around 22,000 kilowatts, something like that. So you end up upgrading the supply. But the problem is natural gas is not cheap. Natural gas is ridiculous, ridiculously expensive for power consumption.
Well, okay, because now granted, it's just Kim and I.
Right.
We have gas heat, gas water heater, gas dryer, cooking, gas stove.
Right.
And I only pay my budget bill 8 months or 10 months out of the year.
Right.
Because they charge me the minimum that they're allowed to charge on the budget plan, and it's still more than I actually use. Gas is probably our cheapest bill. Now, that being said, would it spike if we ever had to use it for a generator? Yes.
Yeah.
And propane is not terrible around here, like for the 5-gallon tanks. If you're talking about just a small generator, you can get refills for under $20 at BJ's. now.
Yeah, you can look into the EcoFlow. Actually makes I think it's a tri-fuel or a dual fuel.
Yeah,
that'll take propane as one of the options. Yeah,
but the next house, like Kim's dad, he has propane up there, and he has the big old tank like you'd see at a gas station, a refill,
500 gallon or whatever it is. Yeah,
right? And his generator runs off of that.
Mm-hmm.
So with the it's beautiful with the automatic switch too. I mean, you have to have that up there. We've always said when we move, that's it.
There is one person in this neighborhood.
Must have.
We have one person in this neighborhood that has one, and I heard it running the whole time, and was a little jealous, but I don't know what his gas bill is going to be like, because I don't imagine running that thing for a week, for even 1 day, whole day, is going to be very cheap, because it's not inexpensive at all. And I think about my dad, who would be running it for like 4 days. I think that would add up quickly.
There's a flip side to that, though, that you have to think about. You're not using any electric.
Except for electric is super cheap where we live. I mean, they're like giving it away. We have one of the lowest rates anywhere.
But it's like any place else, right? It's going to depend on where you live.
Yeah, exactly. So, so what I was looking at though is, these solar generators, basically battery backups for your house that also can charge off of solar, because
like a Tesla Powerwall.
Well, not necessarily. I was looking at things like the Blue Yeti makes one, EcoFlow makes one. Basically, it's not a whole house unit. All right, they're not designed to run your entire house. What they are?
You're talking about the little. Okay.
Well,
these are the ones that
it's a little bit more than the little ones. It's designed to
every
run
time
like
they show
circuits.
up on Slick Deals. They show up on Slick Deals as solar generators, and the thread will always devolve into, this is not a generator, it's a battery.
It is, but it also takes solar energy and solar input and turns it into energy. So what the hell else do you call it? So, what do you want to call it? A solar power plant? That doesn't make any sense. So
a solar energy reclamation system.
All right. Yeah, that makes a lot. That's a lot easier to say. But I was looking at them, and they're like, the nice thing is that they're totally quiet, right? And you can have them indoors. You don't have to have something outdoors. You don't have to have, and they can also function as essentially a UPS. They can also clean your power. But what I was looking at was saying, okay, well, there's like 5 circuits in my house that I want to protect, and to hell with the rest of the house. And you can have the automatic cutover and all these other things. And so, I'm looking at, okay, what is the power budget for what I really want to run, and how long do I want to run it, and all these things. And there's an art form to it, to figure out, okay, and where does your solar need to be. But I talked to the wife, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to work this into the remodel. I'm like, because now it's twice within 6 months that we've had power outages that aren't just like 5 minutes. Like the first one was like 7 hours. This last one was like a little over 20 hours. I'm like, the grid's starting to show a little bit of frailty where we never saw it really before, and weather's getting worse. So, I can foresee this happening, and I don't want to have to deal with natural gas. I don't want to have to deal with gasoline. I don't want to have to deal with all those things. I would rather have something which is a little bit more readily available, like the sun. I don't think that it's going to go away anytime soon. I think it's here to stay for a while. I don't think anybody's going to I don't think I'm going to have to depend on, anybody at the register for the sun. So I'll be okay.
So what appliances? We heard what Mike has. What do you have?
So what I was looking at doing was, I want to run I want to be able to take and say, okay, listen, I want to run my new bedroom, which will have a split unit for air conditioning, because I want to be logical about, okay, I don't want to try and air condition the whole damn house, but I want to be able to air condition like one floor of it to make things livable.
Okay. So, but that should be a heat pump, that should be a split heat pump unit.
Yeah. So it's only like 1,000 watts, which isn't too bad. Uh-huh. And then I want to be able to run my computer infrastructure. So like cable modem, switch, that kind of stuff. That's another like couple hundred watts, at most. I don't figure I'm going to run my main rigs when I'm on battery. I will go with laptops, that being realistic, and, I want to be able to run some lights and maybe a microwave, and run my fridges and freezers. Fridges and freezers are priority. But the only problem is I have a lot of fridges and freezers. I need 1,400 watts just to do fridges and freezers. So it's getting to be a pretty big power budget, but that's what I want to be able to do. So.
Okay. So.
And there's a couple of units out there there's some 3,400 watt hour units that'll do what I want.
But okay. The thing is, what you have to do is you have to list out everything that's going to be running electric, and then figure out, okay, what actually needs to be running simultaneously.
Yeah.
So even like a fridge, for example, doesn't necessarily have to be running all the time, and won't be running all the time.
Right.
You have to just make sure that every single fridge is not, pulling its compressor up to full power simultaneously.
Yeah, you always have to look at peak load versus average load, which all that other fun stuff. But
but let's just say if I was building a house, then I would make sure it had solar panels, and I would make sure that it had a heat pump, not just an air conditioner, and I would probably have a heat pump, water heater as well.
Water heater is natural gas here, so that's not a big deal for me. So
yeah, I'm just saying, if I was going to the trouble of putting in solar panels, I'd be like, I want to optimize how much free use of power I get.
Yeah, well, and that's
but if you're putting in solar panels now you're getting to the point where, and this is why I said a Tesla a wall. Then you just wire it into the specific circuits on your panel. Yeah. As opposed to having to worry about plugging in with all these blue eddies everywhere. I get what you're saying, and I do like the idea of having some of those. I looked at some on today during Prime Day, which we're going to have to talk about. And the nice thing about that is if I go tailgating or something,
you can take it with you.
I can take that with me.
Yeah.
Or if we have people over, I can use one of those to run my pellet grill.
Yeah.
Because after startup, it's like minimal that it uses, so you can do an 8-hour cook on the small one.
Yeah, exactly.
But I can't justify buying one just for the sake of buying one at this point. So
Yeah.
But if I was looking at multiple appliances like you were, and you're talking about actual solar panels, I would be looking at a power wall
Well,
and have it wired in. This way, you don't have to worry about
and what
switching anything over.
I wasn't necessarily looking at mounting solar panels permanently anywhere, right? Because the problem I have with mounted solar panels is you get hail, it breaks the solar panel, and then where are you at, right? That's some of the potential issues with that. So I was looking at, okay, the batteries are there, they're charging off the grid normally, and then they kick in when you need them to, and then you have the foldable solar panel arrays that you can put out, when and if you need them.
You just get one of those little crank things, and while you're sitting there,
my God.
you crank.
So I looked.
Back,
I looked at one of those because I was looking at phone chargers that you could do with cranks. Because I actually bought a couple of solar powered like flashlights because I realized I didn't have flashlights with really good batteries around here. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to get a couple of flashlights that are solar powered because I didn't want the little shake ones because I didn't want to do this, in the dark. But I was looking at the ones. I'm like, oh, I want one of those weather radios where you can crank it with the dynamo, And then I saw a few that were also cell phone chargers. And then I started to look at how long it actually takes to charge a phone. One of them I looked at, the guy said, it took 100 cranks to charge 1% on my phone.
Yeah.
He's like, I stopped at 2% charge because I got so tired.
Well, that's why I keep these stupid things. I keep little this is like the new USB, the flash drive.
Yeah.
Buying these stupid little battery packs, and I keep them all over. I probably have as many of those as I have flash drives that I've lost in this house.
Yeah.
Just.
Well,
yeah. So Shaggy, I would not. Solar panels are pretty good against hail. So I would not overstate the hail damageability of a modern solar panel.
I mean, I was actually
I'm not saying go buy a bunch of solar panels. Just saying
that if you're talking about like softball-sized hail, because I've seen pictures on the news of whole megawatt solar fields being destroyed by this mutant hail that showed up out of nowhere. That's different. Yeah. But the stuff at that point, if you're getting hail like that, your solar panels are the least of your concerns. Your car is going to look like a golf ball.
Well, we had
your
that.
Your house
is
going to be destroyed.
We had that pretty recently. So, actually, I was just
solar panels are tested with 3-inch hail at 83 miles an hour.
So I was just looking for, because I thought about this. I'm like, what if I could just find, like, how you can take your bicycle and you can adapt it to be a stationary bike. I wonder if they make a cell phone charger where you could just adapt your bicycle to be a cell phone charger.
Okay, so 9 minutes ago, I want to bring this up real quick. We got a comment on Facebook that didn't come through on the toy, so I don't know what's going on here.
Oh, okay. I know. I'll fix it.
Jesse wrote in and said, so you guys the last bastion of the old crew now? Really impressive. You're still going strong. And I guess we can say, we're kind of like, I think NHB as a network, there's still like 2 shows. Dune, I think, still does something called the 5 Hit on Twitch where he plays, they play music and stuff. And I think it's with him and Johnny Gators. Yeah. So now going strong, I don't know if I would go that far. We're still going.
We're getting old.
Dude.
We're getting old.
I'm sitting here. So Saturday I went and I helped the rescue. Like they had 2 like 50-foot trailers that they were keeping donations because they get donations from like pet stores and stuff that's kind of going close to expiration, what have you, clothes, all kinds of stuff. Well, we had to consolidate from one trailer to another. And it was about 3 hours or 2 hours, 2.5 hours in 90-degree heat, which inside of a tractor trailer
Ugh.
It winds up being about 120.
Well, yeah.
All right, so I I'm literally sitting here like I ordered a gel. I'm sitting on a gel seat cushion that I ordered off of Amazon because my hips are killing me, and I'm literally looking up how do I know if I need a hip replacement. I'm 49 years old.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am 49, and I'm thinking about hip replacement at this point. Granted, I've been playing hockey for since I was 13. I've had half of my drink, so I can't do that math right now. But it's too young to be thinking about that.
Yeah. I mean, when we talk about, drugs, we're talking about prescriptions, for things like high cholesterol and diabetes. And
I keep thinking to myself, about with all the heat waves and stuff, about the only benefit about living in Texas is access to cheap drugs in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're watching this show, Contraband, it's something at the border, right? It's about the border patrol and crossing to Mexico. And the dude came back. He had he had diet pills and tramadol. And Kim looks at me and goes, "You can get tramadol without a prescription in Mexico?" I said, "Dallas is starting to look good now, ain't it?"
Yep. You can get all kinds of, you can get, you can probably get narcos over there without it. So I don't know.
But,
I still
yeah,
have,
we're,
you
but Jesse, yes, we're still here, and
we're still broadcasting. We'll leave it there.
Really? You see who it is, right?
Yep. So, I mean, I made the comment this morning because I had to get a soda out of the bottom drawer of the fridge. I'm like, the floor keeps getting lower and lower every day.
Like,
And
Also,
I was somebody,
myself,
and a young kid at work said, "Well, you should do squats." I'm like, "Why? Why? I'm 47 years old.
Every time I go to the bathroom.
Like, I'm 47 years old. Why would I start doing squats now?"
we are in this trailer. It's me and a dozen ladies. And look, I'm unloading because we had to take the empty pallets and put them out of the trailer and stack them. So I'm taking the pallets and I'm dropping them down. And the one lady standing in front, I said, "You don't want to stand there." If there's only a few things in this world that I am naturally good at, sweating is one of them.
Yes.
So don't stand beneath when I'm bending down.
Yeah, no.
Literally, I can see sweat dripping off the brim of my hat. Like,
yeah. You know what kills me is I watch these baking and these cooking shows, and inevitably there's a fat guy like me on these shows because don't trust a skinny cook. But these people are complaining that a guy's not wearing gloves when he cooks or when he cuts, or something like that. But they don't mind him sweating into their food because fat guy's gonna sweat. It's just the way that it works. That's what, as I tell people, it's what we do. It's what we do. It's the one thing we're good at. All right.
even still, I'm sitting here putting new padding into my mask because every once in a while you have to do that, right? And
yeah,
like I'm doing this, and realistically, I'm saying to myself, I know I have a game on the 29th. I need to start getting ready for that now.
Yep.
I can't, man. This getting old stuff is just for the birds. I'm telling you.
You know. So.
Okay. We're gonna go. You know what? I hate to encourage it, but I'm just gonna say it. Still single? All right, Gimp.
It's the
least, we're just gonna move on from that.
One of the least surprising things in the world.
So
yeah. So
Yeah, let's move on.
All right.
Have you guys joined Threads yet?
I did. Well, the radio show did, I think, but I don't know because it's not an easy process. Because it said that it sent. It said, log in with Instagram, and then it said, okay, I sent something to your trusted device. Oh, okay. Use authentication app. So then
So the simple answer is no, you did not, because I can't find you.
Guess I am. Maybe I can now. Oh, damn it. Nope, not that. All right. So do I have two-factor for Insta on here? I got two-factor for everything else in the world. Why do I not have Insta?
Here's my take on it.
So, no.
Tell me about Threads.
It is basically Instagram without pictures. It's not a picture-based Instagram. That's it. It's a text-based Instagram.
Yeah.
And I scroll through it just because I'm not seeing all the political crap that I see on Twitter, but I don't like it. Like, I'm trying to post one thing every day, like an observation every day, just to be active on there.
Okay.
And I mean, it's all a lot of the same stuff that I see on Instagram. So I don't know. Do I like it? I don't hate it, but it's kind of pointless at this point. I mean, it's capitalizing on the fact that people don't like Elon Musk. That's the long and the short of it here.
Yeah. Okay, so copy.
And I'm going to be very clear. If I don't know you from some other social network, I'm not going to follow you or accept you as a follower on Threads.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I'm building out my friends list on Threads as all of the people that I don't want to deal with on any other social. So I can post stuff there about people and not have to worry about offending anybody.
yeah. No, I totally get it. Okay, so that gives me Insta. So that's that. Okay, so now I got Instagram two-factor. So now can I go to Threads and enter that? Boy, this makes me feel old.
Colin, you're the smart one by saying no, not. Don't do it.
No, I don't want to increase my exposure to Facebook. I am not a product.
Oh, you're not on Instagram either, are you?
No, I never understood Instagram. I was like,
Okay.
last year after my Alaska cruise, I was like, oh, maybe this Instagram place is a good place for me to put my pictures up. And I looked at it, I was like, well, this is terrible. Why does anybody use this?
Nah, Instagram. I've come to like Instagram. Instagram to me is a safer version of TikTok.
Anybody remember Vines?
Yes.
Well, that's where what's his name? Logan Paul and his brother started.
Yeah, and look at him now. He's getting sued for having too much caffeine in his energy drinks.
Okay, I'm gonna follow Mike the Ape Man, because he's cool. I think.
Damn right, I'm cool.
I'm gonna follow Warhorse Brewing because they're cool. I think maybe should I follow Butterstown Gifts?
Yes, cool? You should, because they are amazing.
What about BTG Promotions? Who are they?
Well, that's the commercial division of Butterstown Gifts.
Oh, okay. So I should follow them because I think they're cool. Yeah, and Three Brothers Wine. I'll follow them because they're cool. Oh, and Seth MacFarlane and Ryan Reynolds. Let's follow those people. And
well, I wonder, is Tom from Facebook on here?
Tom from Facebook? No.
Let's look.
Tom wasn't on Facebook. Tom was MySpace.
MySpace Tom is on here. I'm following him.
I don't want notifications, though. That's the last thing. I tell you who I'm not going to follow on Threads. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
No,
He already
don't ever.
he already dominates my Instagram. I am not following him on Threads.
I had to unfollow him. I had to mute Donnie Wahlberg because he between Donnie Wahlberg, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and like 2 other businesses that I follow or did follow. I unfollowed The Rock. I muted Donnie Wahlberg because sometimes he does post some cool stuff. And I had to mute the others because it was just those 4 dominating my freaking Instagram thread. Like, dude, I want to see the stupid reels of people falling into a river and stuff. I mean,
yeah, I want to see fails. Show me fails.
There's one on there. It was like we fails. Like every time, so they do the sound effects, and every time somebody falls, like we.
Yeah. That's what we want from the internet.
That's what I need. You know, like Beetlejuice from the Howard Stern show. I follow him. He's awesome. Stupid stuff like that.
Yeah. So anyway, you can find us now on Threads. So you can find PTR Radio on Threads now. So why is it I didn't follow these people. Why is it suggesting more people?
Because that's what they do.
I only want the people I followed. I don't want NPR or Hillary Clinton. Why would I follow these people? Or Paris Hilton? No, or Mark Cuban. I don't care about these people. John Cena maybe I care about, but I don't care about these other people. Why are you?
No, don't care about John Cena either because he is like the White Rock.
Well, I know, but he's a funny
he's
White
marble.
Rock. You know,
he's alabaster.
He's alabaster.
No, alabaster's not really a rock.
He's chalk. That's what he's
chalk. There we go. The rock and chalk connection. There we go.
If he starts making movies with Kevin Hart, it's over. Who would he make movies with? What little black actor would he make movies with?
John Cena? No, he's not. He's not. He's doing Peacemaker.
I know, but if he's the Rock, if he's the White Rock, then what little black actor would be his permanent co-host?
No. Why does it have to be a black actor? Why can't it be David Spade?
No, because that's not the way that this works.
David Spade is missing his big brother since Chris Farley died.
No.
I think David Spade is too old.
No, I don't think so. I think we need to go with
Danny DeVito.
No, Danny DeVito's too old.
Let's go even older. Yeah, that's good.
No.
No, stop.
Dr. Ken.
No, just stop for a second. No. Tell me right now that a movie with a comedy with John Cena and Danny DeVito as best friends wouldn't be funny. You stop. Just stop.
That's beside the point. Danny DeVito and blank. What is a fun movie? I'm just saying there's not long-term.
Okay, it's not. There's no. Okay, all right. Nick Jonas.
How many movies has Nick Jonas been in?
Jumanji.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Jumanji Part 2. So he's jumping from The Rock to John Cena.
All right, I'll give you Nick Jonas. Okay, that'd be cool. But he's like a little John Cena though. There's not enough contrast there. That's the only thing.
Okay. Okay. All right. Hold on.
I'm gonna look up poverty Kevin Hart and see if I can find anybody who qualifies.
No, I got you. Brad Williams.
Oh man, that would be funny. I just watched another comedy special with him the other day. That would be hilarious.
I watched the one that he ended where he gave the woman
fun
the lap
size.
dance. Fun size.
Yeah, that is a great one.
Brad Williams would be an excellent pairing to
Yep.
John Cena.
Oh.
We are going to hell.
Yep. All right.
So, Amazon Prime days.
Yes, it's Prime Days. It's the end of Prime Days.
I
Yes.
bought entirely too much stuff that I don't need.
I haven't bought anything other than I bought my wife some iPhone chargers or iPhone cables, and she bought herself a tumbler. But other than that, I haven't bought jack. I'm doing pretty good. I am so getting. I'm so like on this track of, do you really need it? No, you don't. It's just gonna sit on a shelf and collect dust.
I was too until Prime Day.
I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to be a better me.
So I bought the Blink video doorbell because Kim complained that our Blink camera didn't on the porch didn't suffice.
See,
and I kind of agree with her.
I wouldn't buy Blink because I don't like their subscription model.
I don't have their subscription model. I have a previous gen that has the lifetime cloud, and I have the non-essential cameras hooked up to local storage only.
Okay.
Speaking of non-essential cameras, I bought a Blink Mini Pan Tilt camera because need to watch the animals. Because Rosie is being a little, she's starting to come into her own. Damn it!
Yep.
Now, I bought a pair of sneakers that I did not realize was still in my cart when I placed the order. Here's where it gets kind of stupid. They did this invite-only thing. But I think we may have talked about this during the last show. I didn't get the invite to purchase the 43-inch Fire TV. I did get the invite to purchase the limited edition Star Wars Mandalorian stand for the Echo Dot.
Okay.
And I felt pressured that because I got the invite, I had to buy it.
Okay.
Here's where it gets completely stupid. Is after purchasing this that I realize I don't have a 4th or 5th generation Echo Dot in this house. So guess what my next purchase was?
Well, did you see the new Echo Pop that they put out?
Yeah, which is just a speaker. Which,
well, it's got Echo built in, but yeah, it's a speaker.
Right. Which I don't understand what the difference between the Dot and the Pop is, other than the form factor.
It's bigger speaker on the Pop. The Dot
Okay.
is a tinnier speaker. I think the difference is that the one that looks like a ball. I think
That's the Dot.
No, the Dot is the one that looks like a hockey puck.
That's the old Dot.
Okay. Well,
The 4th and 5th gen Dots are balls.
okay. Well, to me, it was like the logical step up from the hockey puck if you don't want a ball.
The only thing I can think of is the Pop is more of a directional speaker.
Yeah, and I would imagine that there's a way that you can hook them up in stereo. And it would be a better experience.
Perhaps.
And it probably looks better than a ball.
Not if it's sitting in a limited edition Star Wars Mandalorian stand.
Why didn't you just get the one that's designed for kids? It looks like a dragon.
So I purchased a pooper scooper, and then some various powdered drink mixes because those are on Prime sale. And then I purchased a crock pot lunchbox.
A crock pot lunchbox?
Yes. Yes, it's a crock pot sized to be your lunchbox. So you can put food in it and then it'll keep it warm for you until it's time for lunch.
Okay.
Okay. I would assume that we're probably talking about this thing here, right? Or
Yes,
something very, very
it's on a
similar.
yes, it's on a lightning deal right now.
Okay.
I got the green one because it was the most interesting color. Blue is my favorite color, but a weird green like that one.
It speaks to you.
Now, now there was a bunch of other stuff that I bought because other places had stuff on sale because of Prime Day, but mostly that was pieces to upgrade the new camper, like better locks and.
Oh, you should get. I bought something for my mom for her birthday. Tupperware. Let's see if you see if you have these, and maybe you should buy these. I don't know that they're on Prime Day yet, but these are collapsible Tupperware for the camper. See, look, they pop up.
Yep, we got lots of things like that. In fact, the camper actually came with a bunch of big totes that go into the storage.
So, I'm thinking of buying some for the house. Just
I also, and it wasn't. This was this a Prime Day deal? Wait, let me check because I don't remember. Well, it sort of was. I bought a new spot cleaner, like the Hoover
okay.
carpet cleaner spot one. It is on sale for Prime, but there was also a deal that I got 30% off one item if paid for with Discover Rewards. So I wound up getting a $140 cleaner for like $64 thanks between Prime Day and the discount.
That's worth it.
So that's probably the best score, which is another sign that we're getting old, that my best score on Prime Day is a freaking household appliance like this for cleaning.
Yeah.
Not even like a grill or something with fire. No, cleaning.
That's okay. It looks to me like they have an ice maker that I might be interested in. So that tells you how exciting my Prime Day stuff is. It's $150 for a countertop ice maker.
I got a 50 pack of Wago connectors. If you know what those are, great. If not,
Oh yeah, I got some of those. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I can
I didn't buy
finally
them
get
on
around
Prime,
to installing the rest of my smart switches that I bought.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, having a pack of Wagos in your house, and if you know where they are, that is a good way to keep yourself from doing something stupid when something else breaks.
Oh, here you go,
Like-
Mike. This is the tiny. Here's one for you. It is the smallest and lightest battery pack, 10,000 milliamp hours, for $30. You know?
Well, that's funny because this one in front of me, I just happened to look on, is a 10,000 milliamp hours, and I got this in a 2-pack at BJ's for $24.99.
Yeah, but it's not as small as this one.
How small? What?
Oh, let's
Bitch,
see.
I got a ruler.
What are the
What
dimensions?
size?
This says it is.
Dude, just go back up to the picture. It's right on the picture.
Oh, it's 2.6 inches square by 0.9 inches
Okay,
tall.
so this is 2.5 wide, 3.5,
It's a whole inch bigger.
0.9. Oh, well, okay, that 1 inch. I know size matters
Yep.
sometimes, but when you're talking about 2.5 versus 3 inches,
I think 2.5 versus 3.5. I think any woman in the world would tell you there's a world of difference between those two numbers. There's
I think any woman
satisfaction
will tell
versus
you.
dissatisfaction.
I think any woman will tell you the difference between 2.5 inches and 3.5 inches means I need to go to different places to meet guys.
Oh, that's in silver. You can get it for $20 if you want. Yeah, $20 if you want the
For
black
what?
version. For the same, yeah, for one.
I got 2 for a 2-pack for $24.99.
Yeah.
So
Do you need
And
sports
that's the
bras?
thing,
They got those.
not
5-pack.
not all things on Prime Day are good deals. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Are there some good deals? Yes, there absolutely are. But
Much like any sale, though, some stuff is just marked up and then marked down. So, a cat water fountain, Mike. Do you need one of those?
no, we already have 2 in the house. Thank you.
Colin needs a new walk. We've got one of those.
Yeah. So here's your Jackery portable power stations.
Yeah, those are small though. I want something with like 3,000 watts or better.
Yeah, they have one here, 3,000 watts for $3,000.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still, like I said, I'm super picky. Which means I'll probably get nothing. How about a self-cleaning cat litter box, Mike? Do you have those yet? No?
And we never will.
Ah.
When we're down to 1 cat, maybe. Okay, so this is where I get a little annoyed.
Mm-hmm.
As I scroll through, here it says deals, right? You're scrolling through the Prime Day deals, and it says up to 50% off Yeti coolers and drinkware. I click, there ain't no coolers.
Yeah.
And who the hell is paying $15 for a Yeti 16-ounce can insulator? If you need an insulator for a 16-ounce can of a beverage, such as a beer or something, you let alone need a Yeti, that tells me you're a pretentious son of a bitch and you're drinking too slow.
Yeah. Okay, so here is a 10,000 milliamp hour external battery pack that also.
Why are you focused on the battery pack that I'm never going to buy because I already have one?
This one has solar charging. How long do you think it would take to solar charge 10,000 milliamps?
No idea. Depends on the size of the panel.
Oh, it's the whole size of the thing. So, see, it's that big.
Well, okay, so read through, and that's probably got wireless charging too, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it does.
It does.
It's got a Qi charger on it.
Which is okay. Wow, the fact that they don't even say how long it takes to fully charge.
Well, I mean, it is going to be questionable because it depends on, how bright is the sun.
Sure.
Oh no, there's one. That one actually has fold-out panels to charge even quicker. I kind of like that idea. No monkeying around. Get that baby charged even faster.
I do like the idea of having something like that in the event of an emergency, and people, listen, if you're gonna get it, see, now this is the thing. I don't think I want to do wireless charging if I'm using this as my primary power source for my cell phone.
It's inefficient.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it has a USB out on it as well.
Okay.
So it's not just Qi charging.
Okay.
But yeah. That is.
And no, I'm not going to Tapo you sent these links to these Tapo cameras. I'm not going to Tapo. I'm not going to a different ecosystem that I already have for cameras.
Oh,
I've
I was
already
just
got two.
I was just telling you that I got them. So
Now, if Tapo, if that and Casa, because they're both TP Link, right? If they both integrate into the same app, then maybe. But there's no plans to integrate all of my smart outlets and smart switches with the damn camera apps and bulbs that are now Tapo. So, nay.
Mm. I run all my cameras through one app, so I don't have to worry about that.
Let's talk about Wheel of Fortune for a second, because I've had many debates with people about this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ryan Seacrest named the next host because Pat Sajak is retiring.
Yep.
Well, what are your guys' thoughts?
Are they going to replace Vanna White? That's one question I have.
So the last I heard, Vanna hadn't gotten a raise in 18 years, and she is asking for a raise that would get her up to half of what Pat Sajak was making a year. She was making $3 million a year to touch the letters, not even turn the letters, to touch the letters.
Yeah, she hasn't turned the letters in
She
years.
wants $7.5 million a year now.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I haven't heard anything about where they're at.
Well, she probably won't get it because she hasn't had a chance to break through that glass ceiling yet. You know, it's still a man's world touching letters.
Well, so the question. So let's talk about Seacrest first. Thoughts on him as a host?
So, doesn't he do enough? I mean, he
quit live with Ryan and Kelly, or Kelly and Ryan, and I think he did that because he probably was working this deal when he quit.
I mean, I just feel like he is trying to become Steve Harvey.
Well, he was always been trying to become Dick Clark.
Well, he succeeded. He succeeded in being Dick Clark.
So, yes, but Dick Clark also hosted game shows, so this is becoming even more Dick Clark.
Well, I personally feel like he was the lazy choice.
Yeah.
I think after the Jeopardy debacle, they jumped with whatever made the sense the fastest.
Well, and that's fair. That's fair. I don't know if I'm going to like him as a game show host, to be completely honest. I don't.
Well, right now,
I don't like Neil that much.
Right now, he is for radio. He has 4 different shows. On Air with Ryan Seacrest, American Top 40, morning drive time personality for 102.7 KISS FM, as well as Kaiser and WSTR on air personality. And then as far as films go, he hasn't been in anything since 2020 in The Stand-In, where he played himself. For television shows, he is an executive producer on The Kardashians still. He is an executive producer on The Watchful Eye. And he is an executive producer on a show yet to be announced when it's going to air called Work Wife.
And he still does American Idol.
And he's also in E! Live from the Red Carpet, Walt Disney World Day Christmas Parade, Dick Clark's Rockin' Eve, American Idol.
So he's linked into a lot of the Dick Clark Productions stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I say he was the easy choice here. And to Colin's point, I think he was the safe choice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But then comes the question of Vanna White. And for once, my stepfather actually provided something that kind of makes sense. He doesn't think that Vanna is going to get her raise. He thinks she's going to be forced out, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
He agrees with Sony's kind of, they want to keep some kind of consistency with this changing of the guard, if you will. So his thought was, what about Sajak's daughter
Who did
taking over Vanna's?
who did replace Vanna on at least a couple of shows when Vanna was sick.
Right.
And when Vanna was playing the game.
Yeah. So that,
and I think did a pretty good job. I think I was watching her because I did watch that Celebrity because I had to watch a Celebrity Jeopardy that had both of the Jeopardy hosts and Vanna playing Wheel of Fortune, and I thought Sajak's daughter did a pretty good job of doing Vanna's job.
well, considering
Which I realized watching it is harder than it looks.
Which makes sense because, according to this article, she has been on the set of the show since she was 1 year old.
Now, the other side to this, my thought was, they may revamp the show and not need Vanna anymore. Because, like I said, she walks now, at least the way it looks on TV, she walks and she touches the letters. You don't really even need that.
No.
So,
yeah,
I don't know. But then becomes the question: can Seacrest carry a show by himself without a supporting character, so to speak?
Well, I mean, he does on American Idol. I mean, that's why Dinkelberg or whatever.
He's got the judges.
True, but as in Wheel of Fortune, you have the contestants. Making idiots of themselves.
Yeah, but that's a variable every week. The judges and Seacrest are the judges arguably are more of the personality on American Idol than Seacrest is.
Well, I guess, yeah. But I mean, I don't know.
I think Seacrest has enough personality. I mean, he's done. Yeah, I think he has enough personality. I don't know.
I mean, I've been wrong before. I thought Drew Carey was going to fall on his ass when he took over Price is Right. And he's done an amazing job.
That's because Drew Carey remade himself into a different Drew Carey, which we didn't expect that to happen.
It's true.
Yeah.
Which I think to some degree, Drew Carey just dropped a character that he'd been playing for years and just reverted more to just being Drew Carey, the person.
Yeah.
And yet, I'm sure there's still a large section of the populace of viewers of Price is Right who still think he's terrible.
Of course. The same as there are people that don't like the new hosts of Jeopardy, either one of them. I know.
Well, that's almost a universal for Jeopardy, though.
Wow.
It's like almost everybody is very happy with Ken and are like, yeah, she's back on.
Yeah, I mean,
what are you typing, boy?
I was just looking something up. But anyway, yeah. So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens, and how it goes. So, the people that they've gotten to be hosts on game shows here recently has been an interesting lineup, and it's because I've known them from other things. It's like there's a couple game shows on Game Show Network where it's like I know the people from other television shows. It's like there's one where a woman is I know her from Hallmark Mysteries thing where it's like the gourmet detective or something like that, and she plays a cop on that show. She's now I don't know. It's a game show where Ken Jennings is on there. So is like the Beast and a bunch of other smart people, and they play against 3 contestants. It's called Masterminds. That's what it's called. And then there's another show that just started where it's the guy who played well, he started off being the bad guy in The Flash. Crap, I can't remember his name.
Yeah, which Flash?
The TV show.
Which Flash?
The television show. The DC show.
The old one or the new one?
The good one.
So the old one then.
No, the one with Barry Allen and Grant Gustin.
The one with Barry. Which Superman are you talking about? Oh, the one with Clark Kent.
Tom Cavanaugh. That's who I'm thinking of.
Okay.
So he is now.
I like the old one better.
The old one lasted what, 3 seasons? The new one on CW lasted like 8. I don't think you can subjectively say that it's better or that it's worse. So he was originally in a bunch of movies called Darrow and Darrow, where he was a lawyer. He was also, like I said, he was at Harrison Wells in The Flash and a bunch of other stuff. He was in Blue Bloods, Royal Pains, a whole bunch of other shows. But now he is on Game Show Network running a stupid game show. So it's just weird where they're getting some of these people from to do game show stuff. So
now the other person that my stepfather threw out there as a name for a possible host, and I completely disagreed with this one, but I'll throw it out there because I'd like to get your opinion. He felt Carson Daly would have made a good host.
Of Wheel of Fortune?
Carson Daly?
No.
No. Carson
he's
Daly.
on The Voice.
Yeah, Carson Daly could definitely host a game show, but not Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. He hosts, or he's one of the hosts of a show called Barmageddon on CMT.
He does that.
But I don't think he could host. I totally disagreed. I didn't think he could have chops to host.
I don't.
If they wanted to bring back Scrabble, he'd be really good at Scrabble. If it wasn't that they weren't already doing it, he could do Password. He would have been a very good host for Password.
I don't know.
But not Wheel of Fortune. See, Wheel of Fortune needs a degree of swarm that he doesn't have.
Has to have swagger. Yeah.
Not swagger, swarm. I mean, there is a. You gotta remember where Wheel of Fortune started. Wheel of Fortune started as.
No, I'm trying to figure out.
Spin this wheel and then take this money and then you're going to use that money to buy stuff from the catalog of stuff you can buy from. What was the name of that place?
Swarm.
That's what I'm stuck on.
Swarm. You mean smarminess?
Yeah, I was shortening it to swarm.
Swarm is like bees.
Well, we're talking swarming. And if you can have the entire word of Ines on it, then you should be able to chop it off.
But it's smarm.
But it's smarm, not swarm.
You're right. Smarm. You're correct. That's not what I heard you say.
That's it. You've been indicted.
No,
Damn it!
This was not. I'm definitely using the wrong word, but it's not. That's not the word.
Here's a list of famous TV hosts: Dick Clark, agree. Gene Rayburn, Match Game.
No one's
awesome.
ever going to beat.
Yes.
Yeah. No one's ever beat him.
Monty Hall in Let's Make a Deal. Great.
Okay.
Peter
he was
Marshall.
great, but only for that.
Peter Marshall on the Hollywood Squares. I don't remember him in the Hollywood Squares.
I do. He was before John Davidson?
Probably. I remember John Davidson. Pat Sajak, obviously Wheel of Fortune. Bob Barker, Price is Right. Alex Trebek, Jeopardy. Regis Philbin, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Richard Dawson, Family Feud. And that's their favorites, according to TV Insider.
The TV Insider is the list is completely bogus and bullshit.
Why? I think they
because
had
of
good picks.
the exclusion of Chuck Barris.
What about Chuck Woolery?
No, Chuck Barris.
What did he do?
But the Gong Show was not a real game show.
I don't care. It was still a game show. He was still the host, and he was the greatest host of all time. Okay? He was the greatest host of all time. Could have brought him. If he wasn't dead, bring him back with his sidekick, Gene, the dancing machine.
You will have.
They also didn't have Bob Eubanks. You know?
No, but wait. Okay, there is one. What was
or
his
Tom
name?
Bergeron?
No.
Howie Mandel? They didn't have.
No. Older.
Peter
Hot potato
Tomarkin?
guy.
Bert Convey.
Ken Ober.
I forgot Bert Convey. From
Ken Ober.
Ken Ober. John O'Hurley. Richard
Kenny
Kern?
wasn't like the other kids.
Bill
He
Cullen.
mattered.
Bill
Nothing
Cullen
else
is-
did.
Ben Stein. Jimmy Kimmel.
He was. I would say, yeah, that's difficult because I never really thought that Jimmy Kimmel was that great, and Ben Stein was only somewhat the host.
What
That
did
was
Cedric
interesting.
the Entertainer host? What show did he host? Oh, I guess he hosted Family Feud for a little while.
Hosted it. No, hosted It's Worth What?
Oh, okay. Oh, this one's got a host. So the top10s.com has a list of the top 10 worst game show hosts.
Oh, okay, that's better. Yeah, that's much easier.
So they have Richard Karn, Drew Carey, Louis Anderson, Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey is wonderful. Pat Sajak,
Steve Harvey is definitely the best one since
Regis,
Dawson.
Patrick Wayne. I don't even know who the hell Patrick Wayne is. Jim Caldwell, Rolf Benicci, John Davidson, Ben Glib. I don't know who he is. Vernon K. They've got Bob Barker at number 13. He is a goddamn treasure. You take him off this list right now. Alex Trebek, Wayne Brady. He's not great. I'm not going to argue. Wayne Brady is not a wonderful host.
Patrick Wayne was a host of the 1990 revival of the game show Tic Tac Doe.
Yeah, no, there's a reason why I didn't keep on. Arsenio Hall. What the hell did Arsenio Hall host for a game show? What was he like? Win, lose, or draw?
Well, it's like 8:30, so the only
Yeah.
other thing that I can say about this before we do the movie reviews is maybe they could have gotten Dylan Mulvaney to host
True.
Wheel of Fortune. Sponsored by Bud Light.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, we will get started with our double feature movie review. And we have a couple of real
This may be
gems.
too much time.
Okay, well, we'll do it anyway.
Well, if worse comes to worse, we can put Shaggy on the spot to do a green screen.
Actually, I have a different game that we could do, but it's very similar. It's called Press Conference.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
So, Colin, we'll start with you. So why don't you tell us what you thought of Ball and Chain first?
Okay. I watched 10 minutes of this movie and gave up. So I don't know who this movie was made for, but it wasn't me. It's a American movie about people from India doing arranged marriages, and I just no, I gave up. I fast forward. It was like maybe I could find some good parts. I didn't find any good parts. I got to the end. I was like, okay, they kind of got try to do the graduate thing here at the end, but it was also crap. So I could not find any redeeming qualities to make me go back and try to actually finish this movie. So, unfortunately, officially DNF.
All right. Mike, you're next.
Okay. So, lamest fashion show ever to open this movie up. And I'm trying to figure out how the one white guy wound up with everybody else in this. So we start with Cal Penn getting in an arranged marriage. He sees his arranged bride, jumps out the window, breaks himself, and he still winds up having to marry her. So this is fantastic. Now we know why Kumar started smoking all that weed. Why she kept her headgear on during the wedding ceremony. Like, I get this for humor, but come on. You got to have some kind of realism here. She wouldn't keep her headgear on. 15 minutes in, and I realized that Cal Penn and his relationship are the subplot. So we get to follow the Indian Ross and Rachel for another hour to find out that they get together. Am I warm on this at all? And to find out that Cal's wife is actually a hottie in disguise, all while navigating the cultural imbalance of the Indian culture and the arranged marriage. Guess I was wrong about one thing. We only had to wait 5 minutes to find out that the parents are behind Ross and Rachel getting together. Guys, I've seen every episode of Friends at least 4 times, thanks to TBS and TV Land. And the Indian version is not a thing I have ever found myself asking for. Yet here we are. They're at the bowling alley, like, margarita time. They come back with plastic cups with foam. That margaritas do not have bubbles. They are not served in plastic cups. And wait a second. What's up with this guy's shirt? Where can I did you get that shirt off of Wish? I need that shirt. Halfway through, these two broke up the marriage idea. They're on a break, if you will. And now they're realizing they're realizing they're Ross and Rachel, and they want to be together. Oh wait, never mind. It was his dream. Or wait, or was it? I don't know. Ross is in love. That's all I know. Walking disco ball comes back into play. His name is Ashhol, of course. So no one said this movie was going to be this way. Listen, they said Cal Penn was the star, and that was not okay. This was Indian Friends. That's all there is to it. It's Indian Friends. I give it a meh.
All right.
I want to watch that movie.
New title, Indian Friends. All right. Ball and Chain's a romantic comedy about 2 young Indian Americans who are forced to get married by their parents. To use Mike's parlance, the film stars Ross and Rachel, a shy and awkward accountant, and a beautiful and independent fashion designer. Pretty damn close to Ross and Rachel. They just need to change occupations. They're complete opposites, but they're forced to spend time together when their parents arrange their marriage. They quickly realize that they don't want to get married, but they also don't want to disappoint their parents. The film follows them is they try to find a way to get out of their arranged marriage through a series of misadventures, but they realize that they actually are in love at the end. It's charming and funny. It explores the cultural clash between traditional Indian values and modern American life. I think it's something we're all kind of familiar with. Again, a subplot in Friends as well as Big Bang Theory to some degree, if you saw those episodes. The film's cast is all right. The performances are okay. Nothing extremely groundbreaking. The problem is that the film has flaws. The plot's predictable. The film can be a bit slow. And the message about an arranged marriage is a little bit muddled. It's not 100% accurate. But overall, it's got some funny parts. It's a bit of a heartwarming rom-com. So nothing really stops it from being an okay film. So if you're looking for something that's got a few funny hits there, here and there, it's got some decent performances, but understand that there are some spots where, like Colin, you might want to fast forward a few points, just to speed it up a little bit. This could be okay. It could be a decent date night movie if you're tired of watching the same Hallmark specials every time. But overall, you can probably find something better. So I'm going to give this a meh, just like Mike did.
This is a
It was
date night
more
movie
of a
if you
10
don't want there to be a second date.
I got far enough into the movie to discover that the Cal Penn character, who I was semi getting to the point where I was like, okay, I can watch this, I guess. But then there's like, oh no, that's actually not the character for the rest of the movie. At that point, I was like, okay, I'll give it this. Okay, I needed two things maybe to have gotten through this movie. Okay, the first thing is I would have had to recognize the whole parallels to Friends.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing is I would have to be familiar with Friends. Because I've maybe seen half an episode of Friends. So,
Okay.
or Big Bang Theory for that matter.
Okay. So, Colin, you're
That's all you need to know.
They're good enough to be pops.
Look at me. I'm Chandler. Could I be wearing any more clothes? That's all you need to know.
All right. So, Colin, you're up for The Samaritan.
Yes, Samaritan. Actually, I didn't realize until I started watching it that I've actually seen the Samaritan already. This is an interesting movie in that I can't remember outside. I mean, okay, stars Sylvester Stallone, and he's played action stars before, but I can't remember if he's ever played a superhero type character before. I mean, sure, there's Judge Dredd, there's lots of actiony things, but nothing quite like this. I thought it was so. He plays kind of a split role of being one of two brothers, one who was a supervillain, one was a superhero, and something happened in the past. One of them died, and so there's new bad guys. There's a kid who the hero was named Samaritan, and there's a kid who has always idolized Samaritan, and is basically trying to get Stallone's help with these bad guys. I would say I liked this movie a lot. Like I said, I don't know if I've actually seen Stallone play this particular role before. I think he did a good job. It's probably some of the best Stallone stuff that I've seen in a long time. Because usually his acting is passable at best. So I don't want to go too deep into this because I guess the one spoiler alert I'll give it is that it does feel like it was directed by Shaman Lalalam, and is kind of in that vein. But beyond that, I'm going to give this a smile. Um, Considering the full smirk, no, I'm going to give the smirk. Yeah, I'll give it the full smirk.
All right. Full smirk it is. All right. Mike, you're up.
All right. Well, I sat back and watched this movie straight through without any nitpicking. I was enjoying this movie, thinking to myself, this could become a trilogy. I could see that possibly happening. But then they pulled off that twist at the end that I felt was almost a little bit lazy. Um, and Colin kind of referenced it. Uh, Not everyone is who you think they are. And I was a little, about that. And maybe part of the reason why I enjoyed this movie so much was the child actor that starred across from Stallone in this movie. I felt like he was excellent. Didn't overplay the part. He played off him and Stallone played off each other very well. I was very impressed by him. Um, did I enjoy this movie? Yeah, I did. But that twist kind of messed with me a little bit. Now I'm not sure. There was zero explained for it either. That's why I kind of feel like there needs to be a follow up to this to go deeper into why that twist happened and how that affects things going forward. And I'm trying not to, even though Colin may have said it, I'm trying not to say it. I don't know why. I gave this a smile, mainly because I felt like Stallone played his part well. I felt like the kid played his part really, or Sam's part was played really well. The cast, there was nobody that stood out like, yeah, you don't belong in this movie, or your acting is ruining this, like Mannequin Skywalker. So all in all, I felt it was a really, really well done piece. And to Colin's point, I think the closest that Stallone may have come to playing a superhero per se is his role in Guardians of the Galaxy. But I don't know if that's defined as a superhero. It's supposed to be based off of a super or an anti-hero from the comic book. So that's
Yeah. All right. So, I like Mike really enjoyed this movie. I thought that it was good. I don't think anybody underplayed or overplayed their part. I think that they did a good job in casting. I think I was worried that Stallone was going to overact or oversell the part. But playing the beaten down by the world, superhero who just wants to go to work, come home, and not be a superhero anymore, he played it very well. Seeing him in his old age with the grayed beard, you believe the story that was being portrayed. You believed that he was older. You believe that he had weathered. You believe that he wasn't what he used to be, and that he didn't really want to be that anymore anyway. So I think that he played the part especially very well. I also think, like Mike said, that the child in the movie also really well done, played that to a T, and did a good job. So again, and the bad guy in the film did good. I think that everything went very well in the movie, and I'm with Mike. I'm gonna have to give it a smile because it's one that I think I probably will watch again. Will it be on a constant repeat watch? No, but it'll be something that I'll probably reference at least one more time and watch it through, because I'm sure I probably missed a couple of things in it, but it was good. Was a good film. So, Mike, with that said, we are.
Oh, wait.
Go ahead.
Before we do that, Shaggy, what did I give it a rating as?
You give it a smirk.
Smirk.
Okay, that was the wrong side. I meant to go to the other side. The SEG.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay.
That's why I was saying the full smirk, which doesn't make any sense. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, Mike, we are ready to pick the next ones. What is our... how many do we have to choose from?
We're up to 19.
19. All right. Running randoms. First one is 18.
This is on Amazon Prime. It's called Tiptoes.
Tiptoes. Oh, a 2002 film.
Stars Gary Oldman, Kate Beckinsale, Peter Dinklage,
Matthew McConaughey. All right.
When his girlfriend becomes pregnant, the father-to-be is forced to reveal his little family secret. All his relatives are dwarves.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I'm
Okay.
good. I'm good with this. That's going to be fun. Inside joke here, but is Justin Bieber in that too?
I don't think so.
The fifth most popular, little person.
Cameo from Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Not Tom Cruise.
Here's the best part. Gary Oldman plays one of the little people.
Yeah, I know. Hey, by the way, speaking about that, did everybody see the new trailer for Wonka?
Oh, yes, I did.
I have not. I didn't watch it yet. I saw it was out. I did not watch it.
But Hugh Grant plays an Oompa Loompa.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I am too. Because at one point in the trailer, he goes, "Oh no, I've started singing. Once I start, I can't stop." So it's just funny.
It even has a little.
Yeah.
I was aware of that existing. I did not realize until I saw that trailer that it is a prequel to the original Gene Wilder. This is not just yet another.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not a remake.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
Hugh Grant is not just a Oompa Loompa. He's a Oompa Loompa with the orange skin and the green hair and everything,
and the purple coat,
and has little flutes.
Yeah, it's. Well, Gene Wilder's still alive, right?
No.
No? Okay. Well, I think he would approve. So
yes, I'm sure he would.
How about number 11?
Number 11. Oh, wow. We're got like two good movies happening here. This is on Netflix called The Mother. This is J-Lo meets John Wick. A military-trained assassin comes out of hiding to protect the daughter she's never met from ruthless criminals gunning for revenge.
All right.
This is either going to be good or it's going to be terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
But either way, we get to watch J-Lo. So
yeah. J-Lo kick ass. So it'll be okay. All right. Well, those are both good picks for us. Good pick. So, let's see here. Oops, wrong one. Other movies that, while we're on movies. So, I don't know what it is, but after the storm and the reset on Plex, I have recently gotten some additional movies that I have no idea where they came from or why they were procured. But I have several Barbie movies now that I have no idea why. I also have like Cats and Dogs 3 Paws United. I don't know why. Like several horror shows that I have no idea. Yeah, like I I have Barbie and the Diamond Castle, Barbie A Fashion Fairy Tale, and Barbie Princess Adventures. I never set a Barbie movie to ever download ever. So I don't know what that's about.
I've started to move some of the stuff around because some of my hard drives have been around for a while. So,
But I did watch finally Delta Farce with Larry the Cable Guy and DJ Qualls. So that was pretty funny, actually. And
it just popped up. It was on YouTube, and I don't know how long it's going to be there, but the roast of Larry the Cable Guy, the full roast was up there.
Oh,
which was incredible because Gary Busey was one of the roasters.
Oh, I wanted to show you guys this because this was a weird happenstance. So I have this one movie called Fire Twister. Okay?
Fire Twister.
Fire Twister. All right? Now, what's interesting is I have another movie called Christmas Twister. And see if you can point out something here. So this is Fire Twister.
Uh-huh.
Okay. This is Christmas Twister.
Go back.
Fire Twister. Christmas Twister.
Different studios.
Dude.
Is the director
it's like they just applied a filter to the box art.
I was going to say
the words. It's the
just
same
trying to
film.
say.
Did they both steal the same image?
I guess. But it's like, I looked at this after it indexed it, and I'm like, that's weird. But yeah.
That
it's
reminds
like they
me,
both bought the same stock image off of Getty Images to use.
So we had a long-term plan to get like Cocaine Bear and stuff on. Has that shown up anywhere yet?
I think I have
Cocaine Bear is on Peacock.
Okay.
Oh, I don't have it yet.
It is on Peacock.
I have access to it though. Yep.
So we can at least get that on the list for randomness. You know, if I was watching a Larry the Cable Guy roast, I think the best thing that could have happened, which I doubt happened, but they should have had Dan Whitney come on and roast Larry the Cable Guy. You know.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
actually,
that is,
you know what? That is Larry's real name, right?
Yes, that's Larry's real name.
I think one of the roasters actually did say that. Like, called him out. Like, I knew him back when he was just Dan.
Yeah.
He was funny back then.
You know what's hilarious? Both Christmas Twister and Fire Twister feature Casper Van Dien.
Okay, so there is a connection.
I think he may be the only actor that's common in both of them, but he is in both of them. And they're 3 years apart.
Oh, no. All right, so we've already picked the movies, but when all right, so we got to figure this out. When our next show is after. So the next show is going to be the 24th, barring anything crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing Tiptoes and the Mother.
Yep.
When is our next show after that?
It would be the 7th.
Okay, August 7th.
Yep.
Okay, so let me just fill it in right now.
Mm-hmm.
Both of our movies are already picked.
Something coming out good?
Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine Shark is on Tubi.
That's it. I remember there was something else that we were supposed to be doing.
That was Cocaine Shark. There was going to be Meth Gator. There was going to be crack raccoon.
No, well,
There was going to
cocaine
be,
shark is actually out there. So
yeah.
we have the cocaino double feature. Dos featuretos de la cocaíno.
And let's see here. Oh, I'm sorry. It was called Crackoon.
I'll just put it down there. Crackoon.
And it looks like it is in post-production.
Meth Gator. We'll just add them to the following show. Why not? But okay, so yeah, we're gonna have. We can start promoting that our first show in August.
Yeah,
is going to be the cocaine double feature.
Yes,
we might not want to promote it that way, but
no. Yep. So there's Crackoon, there's Crocodile, there's Meth Gator, there's Cocaine Cougar, yeah, Ebola Rex, MILF Zombies. But these are all just screaming, you should watch us. So,
I remember something I was going to ask. So the recording of the last episode.
Yeah.
So were Mike and I actually in the audio mix at the end?
I don't. Yes, you were.
Okay.
I believe you were. I can double check, but I'm pretty sure that you were. So.
I was just curious.
Yep. Everybody else could hear you. I couldn't. That was the problem. So. All right, folks. That takes us to the end of this evening. So, unfortunately, that's where we have to end it tonight. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in and listening to us this evening. Don't forget to check out our social media channels at PTR Radio. That is where you can listen to everything that's going on. It's where you can keep up to everything that's going on. And so at PTR Radio on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and now Threads. So you can find us on all those things. And don't forget to like us, follow us, share us, do all the fun stuff to us. So, you know, that is...
all the fun stuff to us. Do you hear yourself sometimes?
Hey, but sometimes it's better. Sometimes it's better when you just say, do it all to us. Do it to us. Do it to us hard. But yes, and, you know, you can also go to ptrradio.com to subscribe to the podcast and check out all the information about the hosts. That will be going through a revamp sometime in 2023. So sometime before the year end, the goal is to redo that site. Mostly because I have plenty of vacation time to take, or I lose it before the end of the year. So it's about 4.5 months left. So might be working on it. Yes. Oh, Mike's got a standing desk. He has a whole... What? You have a sign? I can't read what the sign says.
That is our New Year's resolutions.
Oh, okay.
Shaggy's was to redesign the website.
Was that a 2022 or 2023?
That was... Well, no, it was 2022.
Oh,
because
okay.
I have a big X next to yours. Mine was to drop poundage and learn to play the ukulele, so I got 2 X's. And Collins was to not make a resolution, which was the cop-out, and of course he achieved that.
Well, maybe we'll both get them done by the end of 2023, Mike. You could still learn to play the uke. So, is there a uke hero?
I'm too old.
All right, folks. But yes, we will be back next week. We'll be on the 24th. So make sure to tune in then, barring any other damaging storms that make power go out for days on end. So thank you again for listening. Thank you for tuning in. That is all we have for you this evening. I'm Shaggy.
I'm Colin.
I'm Mike the 8-Man.
Stick a fork in this, folks. We are done. Later.